All right. Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 202, Impostor Syndrome. This is something a lot of people struggle with, and struggle it's an internal issue. However, it's also shows that you care. You have a level of professionalism that you're trying to achieve, and you don't think you've gotten there. Everybody started as an amateur until they started making money. Every person you see out there is somebody else until you get to know them. This is all you are. All actors are imposters. When they assume a role, they fill that role. They play it. They play it to the best of their ability. We may not be actors, but we're still playing a role. All the world's a stage, and all the people merely players. That's all of us. That's all of us at any point in time. We're all the same. You look at some of the great authors out there who wrote great stories. I've been having some other conversations about Tom Clancy and Hunt for Red October from back in the 80s regarding classification of material and how he came up with all this stuff that was classified, but not at its core. And so he did that research. But look at how much research he had to do because the internet didn't exist. He had to go interview people. He had to dig out records. He looked at government contracts. He looked at all of this stuff, congressional testimony, and then came up with, oh man, here's my plot, and I can make this into a story. and it turned out to be a great story. But look at the amount of research he had to do. You can do all of that from your computer right now. So what took him probably 2 years to research can take you just a few days. Just a few days. Like I was looking at classifications, did a search online for classifications, and hey, look at that. All these code words that I was going to go to jail for if I ever revealed. They're all on the internet now. You can dig them out. Easy day. So is knowledge broader? Is it better? Look at your kids. Look at how quickly they picked up the computer because it came about. If you're my age, you didn't have a computer growing up. There were no such things. You got a computer much, much later in life. I was in my 20s, but I was an early adopter of the computer. But you look at kids nowadays, they can use computers at 3 years old, 5 years old, and they understand how they work. So education, look at all of the opportunities we didn't have. But you look at now, it's like, okay, so is it easier or harder? You're still crafting a story. Everybody's in that same boat. You write a story, it's like, I'm not as good as this other person. Maybe not, but we're all imposters until we prove and until we out-imposter everybody else. It still comes down to that personal feeling of I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and that fear of getting heckled and trolled and and attacked for being where you shouldn't be. This isn't your playground. Go away. Well, all the world's your playground because you, as a professional author, a person who published a book and are getting paid for those copies, you deserve to be here just like everybody else. The readers will choose. So some people do better than others because more readers have chosen. Maybe that's because you've gotten your book in front of the right people more often, or because of just practice and staying on top of the game and getting better and better, continuously improving because you didn't think you were great at the first. How arrogant would a person have to be to think your first book is the best book ever? Don't be that person. So we're all imposters. We're just doing the best we can today, trying to do better today than we did yesterday. That's all it is. And other people will recognize that. My first books, I wanted to go back and rewrite them. I thought, oh my God, I don't have time to rewrite them. After my newest books, I'm like, hey, these are good. Look at this writing. Oh, it's so smooth. The flow, the story just beats and hits and everything. And then I went back and looked at my first book. Like, oh my God, this drags. Oh my God, I can't believe I wrote it this way. This is so bad. Oh, passive voice. What am I doing? The readers said, hey, we like the story. We see how far you've come. So the readers were extremely kind about all of it. Hey, we like your new stuff. We liked your old stuff too. Your new stuff is better written, but hey, it's all a good story. That takes care of it. Listen to the people who are important to you, not just a random troll on the internet who says, oh my God, worst thing I've ever read. Yeah, I got that. I got one that said, I made all of Alaska look bad with my End Times Alaska. Really? All of Alaska? Alaska's pretty big, 2.5 times the state of Texas. So I made all of them look bad. Do you believe that? I don't. Don't give people power over you. Don't give them that kind of power over you. Imposter syndrome, sure. The fears are your fears are not founded because it's all just other. If your book doesn't sell, oh well, you go back and you look, you write the next book. If you get bad comments, if you get bad reviews, you look, do they apply? What about people you trust and have faith in? If they can't get past the first chapter, then it's back to you. Hey, you can fix it. Fix it. Go back out and try again. It's all in your control. Don't let that fear of failure of moving forward stop you, because it will. Nothing will stop you quicker than your own idea of I'm going to self-destruct, or I don't belong here. Yeah, you do. Everybody does. If you work hard at the right things, your first book is not going to be the best book ever. Just understand that. And don't say, well, I don't belong here. I don't deserve to have a published book. This is the 21st century. Every single person out there deserves to have a published book if they put in the work. And if they want to really do well at this business, then they got to publish that second book and maybe a third and a fourth. And since we're a binge society, you don't get to publish one book every 10 years and be wildly successful and do this full time. That's not the world of today. But do you have to publish a book a month? No, not necessarily. No. But you need to give your readers, you need to work with your readership and all that stuff that you can do, not because you don't belong here, but because you care about your story and the readers. Find those readers who will care about your story too. All right, everybody, that's plenty. Oh my God, 7-minute focus. Peace, fellow humans.